Hey, this is Michael with Serr.biz, Dallas, Texas, SEO, video marketing, and more. So today we're running a little free SEO audit for All Pro Pressure Washing, or allprowashing.com, and that's what we have up on the screen right now. If we go back and look at search results, we'll see that our search term was pressure washer Dallas. Now, pressure washer phrase can generally mean two things. That means they're looking to buy a piece of equipment and or they're looking for a service provider. So pressure washing, power washing, jet wash in some cases, etc. But it's a pretty popular term. There's 17 million pages competing for top ranking. And of course, there's ads. You can't beat ads with anything other than dollars. But moving down, we see some of the top companies here are like Park Cities, Power Wash, etc. And these aren't even technically really SEO other than a Google map listing. Now, number of reviews and so forth is one way to get here. I recommend always that every company always have a Google map listing, Google My Business. It's free, and really all you have to do is get in there and take care of it, claim it and maintain it and post to it regularly and get those reviews, because those reviews are what really drive you up. But now let's get down to the actual search results. We see the first company is TitanWashing.com. Very good. But even with SEO, they're still not at the top. Had they had a good Google map listing with reviews, they'd probably have two positions. We scroll down and these guys are already on the first page. Of course, you're competing with Yelp and so forth. Oh, look at that, Park Cities Power Wash. They've got a Google map and a search result, so they're doing pretty well. But the company in question, we didn't find until page 2. And about the bottom of the page, here it is, All Pro Pressure Washing. Now, I took a look at their website. It's a clean looking site. They've got plenty of text, they've got H1 tags and so forth. It's a nice looking site. So what's the problem? Why aren't they ranking higher? Well, that's where we run the SEO audit and start taking a look at things. So let's go in the back end and check out the audit. Out of the 22 different points that we check with this quick little tool, they passed 14. That's good. There's one error and there's 7 warnings. So let's just start plowing through here. Their domain name is good. We've got a canonical tag, and they're using HTTPS, so that's a plus. That's good. Their title is also good, but let's think about this for a minute. Yes, it's meeting the criteria of 55 characters in the title tag, and it does have Dallas, Texas, but it doesn't have pressure wash or, that was the phrase, pressure wash Dallas, Texas. So they're only about 50% SEO. Since they say washing twice, they might try to vary it up a little bit, and if they change it to power washer, power washing, they might get a little more keyword density. Rather it's pressure wash. They've got pro wash and power wash. They might try to get pressure wash in there. We'll see. In their meta description, they're close to right in the target zone, 160 to 300, but they've got a little bit more space to play with. So I would try to weave in the phrase pressure washer. There is a difference between washing and washer. Google does make that distinction sometimes. They're getting better at it, always. But these are just little tweaks, and that's what SEO is, folks. It's little tweaks, little adjustments, monitoring, analysis, seeing how it ranks, making some more adjustments, more content, etc. So that's one place to look. This is popping as an error, but it's not. Meta keywords, nobody uses meta keywords anymore, and they're actually considered spam over in Bing. So you're not just optimizing for Google. You do have other search engines that are looking for things. And so like Bing, you don't want to tell them you're spam by using meta keywords, so don't do that. Moving on. their heading tags are good. They've got lots of them, and if we go back and look at the website, you'll see there's plenty of text, heading tag, text, blah, blah. Except, again, they don't have any reference to pressure washer. They've got pressure washing, that's good. Power washing, that's good. Pressure washing, they've got 2 hits on pressure washing. They might want to weave in pressure washer at some point, especially since they have their tag, their phone number in the H2 tags on numerous spots. So they've got some space and time to play with a little keyword density and variables. So if they want to rank for pressure washer Dallas, they're going to need to get that into at least an H2 tag somewhere, and in more places than just their homepage, deeper into the site, etc. Moving on, this is a quick, easy fix. They've got 3 images without alt tags. Really simple. They could weave in pressure washer Dallas, that exact phrase, into these 3 empty alt tags that are on their website currently. Their text HTML ratio is pretty good at 29%, but more text is always a good thing with Google. They've got some frames. Oops, jumped too far for you. 1 second. They apparently have a frame in the code. I haven't looked heavily into their code, so that frame could be, as simple as a badge or something to that effect. It's just something to look at. If it's being used inappropriately, you want to get rid of it. From the looks of their site, I don't think they are. There's probably some legitimate reason to have it. If it's legitimate and it's valid, and you're not trying to, target one key term but show somebody something else, you're fine. So minor things there. On the next set here in the microdata and so forth, they are missing some. Oh, where'd it go? I jumped too far. They don't have micro formats, which is another markup that the user never sees. It's kind of like schema. I see plenty of sites using one or the other. If you've got time to go back and code and get micro formats in there, great, but they already have schema. They've got Open Graph, they've got Twitter, and that's all good stuff. Now, again, without having done a deep dive, there might be places within these schema tags in the Open Graph and the Twitter card to weave in that targeted keyword of Dallas pressure washer. Moving down to mobile compliance, they don't employ AMP. For those of you who don't know, AMP is Google's lightweight, stripped down version of your website. I don't really like it personally, but that's not up to me to decide. These are just the rules, and we follow the rules where possible. I suspect that the website in question here is built with WordPress or something like it, in which case there's a number of plugins you can get, and half an hour's worth of work, you can make a whole AMP version of your website. So it's a pretty easy fix. Google likes it. No reason not to appease Google. The meta viewport is good. It has proper ratio set, so that means it should scale appropriately when somebody's looking on a mobile or desktop. And then the rest of this is they've got the robots text, that's good. Sitemap, language, doc type, encoding, that's all good. Now here's something that's interesting. I'm kind of surprised because they look like they pay attention to their website. They're missing Google Analytics. Google Analytics is just a great tool. If you don't use it currently, you should. You get so much data out of it and helps you optimize your site, not just for the search engines, but also for the human experience of it. And it lets you know what content is working and what content isn't working, speed, load time, mobile size, your audience. How is your audience mostly finding you? Are they mostly finding you through desktop search or mobile or laptop, etc.? There's just so much good information there. That's why we recommend using it. Officially speaking, Google swears there's no use of Google Analytics data related to the SEO, the organic ranking logarithm, but I find it hard to believe. I mean, they've got all this data through Google Analytics. Why wouldn't they use it as part of their determination of the quality and relevance of your site for a specific search term, phrase, or topic? That's my opinion. You will never get an official statement from Google about it, or their official statement will probably say just the opposite, church and state, but come on, let's think about that. Anyway, and they've got a fave icon, which is good. So what is causing the problem of them not ranking? I'm going to say it's these minor tweaks, and without having done a big deep dive, it's probably backlinks and a lack of a Google map. So if they adjusted those things, they could probably increase their ranking. Additionally, if we go back to their website, they're already in YouTube, sort of. This looks like an advertisement that they paid for probably, but there's only one. So if I was them, I'd be making before and after videos of every single job that I did, set up a template, take some photos or videos on their phone, bang them out, optimize those YouTube videos and really work that angle. Plus share those videos on Facebook as well as YouTube, obviously. But also you can at least cross-link to them as an image on your Google Map listing. Again, that Google Map listing is really key. Well, that's the end of this SEO audit. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you'd like us to run an SEO audit on your website, leave a comment below or reach out to us on Serr.biz. Serious engagement, real results, Serr.biz. And see you on the web. Bye.